Hello, everyone. So I just watched Cynthia versus Iris. Um, to be fair, um, I'm gonna watch it when it's subtitled again and then do a follow-up review. But watching what I watched raw, I will acknowledge maybe there were things with different moves I wasn't quite understanding just by watching it raw. Um, and always give something 100% of your attention if you really feel like you should be able to criticize it. With that said, wasn't very good. Just like this whole tournament has been, unfortunately. This one's a little harder to rank. Again, haven't seen subtitled yet, but better than Alon versus Leon, although that's not a hard scale to, you know, uh, rise above. Um, Iris wasn't completely trashed by Cynthia. In fact, Cynthia was down to her last Pokemon. But it just wasn't very good. Not as good as last week's, kind of. So all the way up through the final move. So Cynthia's Pokemon uses Draco Meteor. Iris's disrupts it, and the rocks kind of go everywhere. So it looks like both Pokemon are hit. Very clever using somebody's moves against them like that. But that was the highlight of the episode. That one move might have made this better than last week's, but I'm kind of also trying to look at it as a whole. The gimmick where one person loses a Pokemon and somebody loses the next, vice versa, down to the wire. And then I find it really annoying. The really annoying thing the show does where they're both still standing after the smoke clears and the one of them flinches and falls. That has been done many times. That happened in this episode. Um, I thought it was cute how Ash went out of his way to be support for his friend, because Iris was, sad about the defeat. And like last week, one of the high points again was the cameos, which spoilers had already alerted me to. So, um, Unova, we saw the buddies that kept reappearing during the Unova journey. We also saw Trip, and with Kalos, we saw, Sinnoh, we saw Paul and Reggie. That was cool. Um, we also saw what's his face, the eighth gym leader and the Elite Four member who's friends with him was the Ronald McDonald hair. Anyway, that was it. I mean, that was the highlight. These cameos, and that's it. Those are my real current thoughts about it. Uh, you know, honestly, it's kind of unfair because although I think some things about last week's battle was better, it's kind of unfair to take away too many points for things that already took away from last week's. And those stood way too many times. These champions let their Pokemon just stand there and take hits. Didn't call them back when they could have and should have. Same complaints. The cameos didn't have any dialogue. I think this episode did the most with panning away to Team Rocket nonsense and people just talking in the audience. I can't give it a 7.5 like I did with the last one. At the same time, it wasn't like a garbage episode like the Marsh Tomp one. After I've seen the subtitle, I'll think of some kind of rating. Anyway, that's about it.